What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. We have some pretty good news about Barcelona, a couple players individually. It's about contracts, what just happened with some of these players, and then what we can expect from Barcelona moving forward with what just happened and how this could potentially affect Barcelona in the transfer window moving forward. And then there's another transfer rumor that, again, I feel like talking about bringing players in can be a little frustrating and concerning and a very irritating subject because we can't even register all of our own current players, so talking about bringing in other players seems a little ridiculous, but nonetheless, it's an interesting concept nonetheless, and if they're able to pull it off, this would be a really great signing, so I want to give my 2 cents on this. If you guys end up enjoying the video, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, and then more importantly, comment your thoughts about everything down below. I'm interested to hear your takes on these few subjects that we're going to touch base on, so let's jump in. So first and foremost, Ronald Araujo extended his contract with Barcelona. It's official. Fabrizio confirmed it until 2031. I think this is great news. I know some people might not think it's the best news. Maybe they wanted him out of the club, but I think at the end of the day, he's 25. He's still young. He has tons of experience. He's strong, fast, his power. Once he gets to his full self and he's 100% healthy and back to his 100% top form, you know, you can't really ask for other center backs that you'd rather have. There's very few other center backs I'd rather have. Inigo Martinez is a little older. Obviously, Araujo would be starting regardless if there was never that injury that happened to him in the Copa. So I think this is great news. I'm happy for him, and I think this will make him probably feel more comfortable, the team more comfortable and at peace, rather than all this talk and this animosity and these rumors and anticipation. But now we know he's here to stay. I think it's a great sign. I think he brings so much to the club from a leadership standpoint. Just that alone, I think, is going to be helpful. And I'm really happy that they finally were able to work out this contract. I don't know what their future looks like with Inigo Martinez. Maybe they keep him next year. Maybe they don't. I still would like them to bring in Jonathan Tah on a free transfer. I think, imagine a center back pairing at times of Araujo and Jonathan Tah. Two guys, they're both pretty big. They're strong. Both can move pretty well. So I think that would be really tough for the opponents to penetrate in through the center of the pitch. And then you also have Cabarsi. If they keep Inigo Martinez, you got guys you can rotate in and out. And I think at that point, too, what I would like to see is hypothetical situation. Obviously, if they brought in, even if Inigo Martinez gets back, they could try this. But with Jonathan Tah, they could do Jonathan Tah and Cabarsi and Araujo. They could run like a 5-3-2 and have Balde and Koundé as like outside wingbacks. But what would be nice about that is because there's the three other center backs, they have the freedom to really attack on those wings, and it wouldn't put so much pressure on them to track back every single time they lose the ball in hopes that they don't get caught on the counterattack because they already have three defenders there. I would actually be really interested to see how that would play out in certain situations. Let me know if you guys would agree upon that, but I think that would be another really nice reason to go after Jonathan Tah. You could try a different formation, and it's also going to help out Cabarsi, Inigo Martinez, Araujo. Everyone's going to get fresh legs, and you can't. Strong, fast, experienced center backs are hard to come by, and I think that would be a great signing. So I hope extending Araujo doesn't limit Barcelona from trying to go out and still get Tah on a free transfer, or maybe even another outside back, hypothetically like Alphonso Davies. So let me know your thoughts about this. Do you think extending Araujo was the right move? And then what are your expectations moving forward? And do you think Barcelona should still go after Jonathan Tah and or maybe an outside back? Let me know down below. Now, next is Raphinha. Barcelona looks like they want to offer him like an $80 million extension. He's 27. They want to extend him for a couple more years. His contract ends in 2027. I think he has more than earned a contract extension. I don't think Raphinha is going to be one of those players where he just has one really good season and then next year he's going to flop. I don't see that, especially in this system. He does thrive, and I think he's gained so much confidence. He's a captain material. I would honestly probably give him the captain's band next season, if I'm being completely honest. And I just don't anticipate his work ethic, his leadership, and his passion to fade anytime soon. I still expect him to have really good seasons moving forward. I think he's earned that. Now, my only concern is if they extend him, will this limit Barcelona's search for a real left winger like a Leao or a Nico Williams, etc.? Part of me thinks if they know, okay, we have Raphinha locked down for another 4 or 5 years, we don't have to look at another outside winger. And I still think you should, especially if you can get a decent price on somebody, because good wingers nowadays are few and far between. And if they have a chance, I think you got to jump on it, because with the injuries that we go through, with the inexperience and a lot of the youth we have in the squad, it's definitely essential to have these extra players. Even with Lamine Yamal, as great as he is, he's literally 17. The kid needs rest. So I think it's super important to still potentially go after another player. But I think Raphinha's earned the contract extension. It's not official yet, but they're in talks about extending it. So I think he's more than worthy and deserving of this, and I hope they give it to him. Now, the last piece is interesting. So initially, when the Dani Olmo signing came to fruition, I was back and forth. I was excited because he had such a good Euro this summer, and he was good in the previous Euro as well. But there was that concern of it was like a 5 or 6 year contract, and on top of that, we all knew about the inconsistency with the injuries and staying healthy, and we're seeing it firsthand now. It just seems like we're lucky if he plays 2 matches in a row. He's either sick, something's up, there's a muscle ache, discomfort. And this is the stuff that gets me really frustrated. Luckily, we've lucked out actually with Pedri, knock on wood, so far this season, and he stayed really healthy. Lamine Yamal has been healthy for the most part. Same with Raphinha and Lewandowski. But I think Dani Olmo is a key to our success on the attack because he does so well at linking possession from the midfield and starting a counterattack. Now, this is where it gets interesting. There's been rumors that Jamal Musiala in Barcelona, they're being linked and that Barca could go after him. Again, I don't know how they can pull this off. You know he's going to be 160, 170 million most likely unless there's like a crazy release clause or they wait until his contract is done in 2026 and they can somehow get him on a free transfer. I don't think that's going to happen. Let's put the registration issues aside, financial issues aside. They're going to be back in the Camp Nou. They're going to generate tons of money. The Nike deal is supposed to be here. I still don't know if it's actually official yet, but hypothetically, if there was a real chance to bring in Musiala, I would 100% be for it. Reason being is, first and foremost, he's arguably one of the most gifted, technically gifted footballers in the world right now. He's just insane. When he dribbles, it's like he's gliding across the pitch. The ball is glued to his foot. He can beat guys left and right at ease. And what I like about him is his versatility. He can play as a center midfielder. He can play as a cam. He could probably even play as a pretty deep false 9. He could play as a right winger or a left winger. So if you run a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3, he can play a winger. You can run him on the left or the right. So right off the bat, you could run him on the left wing. You could run him as cam. You can run him as a center midfielder. You can run him on the right. There's so many opportunities with him. And with Dani Olmo, seems like he's always an inconsistent player. You can't rely on him right now. This would fill that void. And again, they would have to find a way to consistently work him in because you're not going to bring in Jamal Musiala. He'd have to start 80% of the matches, but that is why I would be 100% for the signing. And I also would like to see Barcelona drift away at times to something outside of a 4-3-3 where they have the sole striker. I mean, I would like to see Raphinha there. I would like to see how that changes the match because he can stretch the pitch and make a lot of runs. But you could run 2 up top. You could run a 4-4-2 with a cam and 2 outside wingers. And Musiala could run as a left winger or the cam. So you could run him on the pitch with Dani Olmo, with Raphinha, with Lamine Yamal. It could still work. Obviously, a lot of this is, hypothetical situations and hearsay the odds of this happening. I don't think this happens, but I would like to see it come to fruition because if there's one player that I think could fit Barcelona really well, he's him. And I also think him and Flick were at Bayern together when Flick was there, if I'm not mistaken. And, German national team, German coach, I think, that could work. I'd love to see it. So let me know if you guys think, obviously, big if they can even try and make this work. Would you be open to seeing Musiala come to Barcelona? How would they make this work? Where would you want to see him on the pitch, especially coinciding with Dani Olmo? So let me know about that down below. Let me know your thoughts about extending Raphinha and the Ronald Araujo extension. And I'll see you guys back here next time. Peace.